Hello, everyone, and welcome to Craft and Chat with Miss Craft Princess. I am your hostess, Miss Craft Princess, and I thank you so much for taking the time to spend a little of your Sunday evening with me. So, what is Craft and Chat? Well, I am a handcrafted stationery and custom gift designer. I specialize in greeting cards for all occasions, stationery items like invitations, though not wedding, and beautiful gift items. I have a laser engraver and cutting machine. So I do a lot of laser engraving, especially cutting boards. And just, if you dream it, we talk about it. Chances are I can do it. So I started Craft and Chat because on Sunday evenings, about this time, we're all kind of going, oh no, the weekend is almost over. And we just need a reset so that we're able to face Monday. Okay. And I come in here and I'm just creating. And I decided to invite you into my studio. So I am so glad that you're here. I'm here every Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're not following me, I would love for you to give me a follow on my social media handles. You can find me at Miss Craft Princess on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I am streaming live on my Facebook channel at Miss Craft Princess. So I want to say hi to all of my Facebook family. I'm also streaming live at on the Creative Spirit channel.lightcast.com. They have apps in the Android and the Apple Store. And I just found out this week that I'm actually on their YouTube channel. So I want to say thank you to all of you all who have been watching me on the YouTube channel. When I found out, I went out there and saw your comments and started responding. I thank you so much. You just make Miss Craft Princess smile. So, what are we going to do? We are going to make a super cute card, but let me tell you about my website. This card isn't out there yet, but it will be out there tomorrow. I try to get the cards that I make on Sunday out there on Mondays by 1 p.m. Central Time, which is my time zone. And so my website is MsCraftPrincessDesigns.com. And there you can find just everything that I make that's out there, right? And so I invite you to take a look. If there's something special that you want, I have a custom form out there, custom order form. Complete that, hit the button, it sends an email to me. Also, if you are watching this on the Creative Spirit channel.lightcast.com and you want to send me a message, go to my website and click the contact form, complete it, and it sends me an email. I love reading your emails and I will answer every one of them and get back to you. I promise. So, Father's Day is next Sunday, and I have been making cards. I need to load some new ones onto the website, but there are some out there now. And I am making a Father's Day card. Hopefully, we'll finish one and then we can actually do two cards tonight, which is something I don't ever get to do. So, we're going to look at what's in the goodie box, okay? And here is the goodie box. So for the very first card, I have some Stampin' Dimensionals, my little pokey tool. I have a marker, which lets you know we're going to do some coloring. I have some cardstock, a card front, card base, because we're making a greeting card. I actually have the inside of the card tonight. I think we're going to get it in there. This is what we're going to color. And then I have a piece to go behind it. Okay. I have a hammer and a saw. And these pieces here, I just went out in Cricut Design Space. I have a Cricut maker. And I did these and cut them ahead of time. And then we have masculine looking cardstock that we're going to cut. And then I've already cut these into strips. I was going to use them for something else, but decided that I would use them on this card. And then, as always, when we get ready to color, a piece of scrap paper. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is color that Happy Father's Day, because it does not take long at all. So if you're watching this on my Facebook, I would appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up. If you love it, give me a heart and just a little comment, cute or something like that. What that does is that lets Facebook know that people are liking it, and it will send it to more people. That is so helpful. I'll often have people say, "Oh, I want to support you, but I don't know how." That is a great way to support not only me, but other small businesses. You see our content, interact with it, okay? And then it sends it to other people. It's the algorithm, and that's really helpful. If you're watching the replay, if you'll say hashtag replay, that would be great. Whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, I just thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. So we are making a Father's Day card. We're going to try to actually get 2 in tonight if we can. So, and I'm going to tell you, sometimes like I make the card ahead of time so that I can tweak. I didn't make this one ahead of time, but I have the idea in my mind. So we're going to see if it turns out in reality like I have it in my mind, or even better. I hope y'all have had a wonderful week and weekend. I did. I really did. It's been pretty rainy here. Um, like almost need to build an ark kind of rain every day. But I'm blessed. I got a roof over my head. When I want to go somewhere, I don't have to walk. So my car has working windshield wipers. So I don't complain about it. You can't change it anyway. So anyway, we're just gonna color this Happy Father's Day. I'm not trying to do any fancy blending or ink blending or shading or anything. I'm just getting the color down in here, and I put my I call them my coloring glasses on so that I can stay within the lines. That's important. That is important. I guess if you're, 6, 7, 8, and you're making it, it doesn't matter. But since I'm not, I need to stay within the lines. So we're going to just finish putting that color down. And if you hear a tractor in the background, I'm going to apologize to you. My husband's doing some tractor work. I told you that we've had a lot of rain, and we have a tree that is hanging over the road. And so he is dealing with that. And I think he's going to like cut that limb, cut it as far as he can, and then use the tractor to pull it down. And so you might hear that as he gets closer to the house. Okay, so we're done with that one. So there we go. That's what we've done so far. Happy Father's Day. And we are going to glue that on there. So I'm going to get the wet glue. And we're just going to put a little, and see, this is why I always put I always kind of color on the scrap paper, because alcohol ink it'll just kind of go through your paper. And this is some good thick cardstock, but it will go through. So, and that's okay. It's just always good to protect your work surface. I have several layers of protection. Okay, so we got that. Happy Father's Day. And I want to try to position these because I got it in my head, like I said, how I want it. So I want it to go kind of like that on the card. So okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Put a little glue here. Okay. And we're going to take the hammer first because it's important that it's sticking out. And then I'll put a little here just in case. I tell you, you never know what's going on the backside, do you? You never know. So let's see if we can. And I like liquid glue because you have wiggle time. That's how I saw it in my head so far. So far, so good. Okay. So let's close up that glue so that it doesn't do bad things. So I'm going to push this over to the side. I've got my paper trimmer, and I'm using a smaller one tonight. So I'm going to lift that up some. And I'm going to cut these. I think I'm going to cut them at 1 inch. I was looking just for some nice masculine looking papers. So I went with these. I think that fits the bill really nice. You know, 2, I don't know how many I need, but I'm going to cut 4 just to be on the safe side. If I don't use it for this part, I can always use it for something else. Okay, that's 4. And then I have this piece here, and I'm probably only going to get, I might get 2 out of there. Again, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Let's try to lay it out. Still working it out. And this is what I do. I come in here, and so you're getting to be a part of my creative process. So this is how I see it going in my head. That, and then I have these, I'm calling them gunmetal, but it might be silver. I don't know how it's coming through on your screen. But put a little piece there. Okay. And then this striped piece. Because I didn't want them matchy, but they coordinate. And I know that because they came out of the same paper pack. So, and then we'll go with this that I'm calling gunmetal. And then we'll go with this. See where I'm going with that? Pull it up a little. I'm liking that. Okay, then we go with another strip, which in actuality, I'll just cut off the longer strips. And then we'll put this piece here. So I'll probably bring that up a little bit. And then another strip of gunmetal. Yeah. And then, okay. It's going to work. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I was going to at first put all of this down on the card base, but I like to just add paper. I'm all about adding paper. So we're just going to take my ATG gun and we're just going to add tape across this paper. Okay. That's enough for right now till I figure this. So I've got to bring this up a little. I don't need the whole piece on there. Because when you put it down there, it's down there. Okay, then we'll go this piece. And then we'll go the stripes. Let's see. There we go. Just want to make sure they're butted up next to each other. Oops. Then we put the stripes. So we're not doing a lot of die cutting and all that tonight. But you can still make a pretty card. I was just looking through my papers. And I thought, what can we do tonight? So while I'm on, let me tell you, I am not going to be live next Sunday because it's Father's Day. I think we're going to play, we'll have a video for you, but I will not be live. Oh, I going past where I put the tape. Okay. Because I am going to be loving on my dad. Spending the day with him. Have family coming in, and so it's going to be all about daddy. So, and I hope you'll get to do the same if your dad's still with you. And if he's not, then know that I'll be praying for you, because while I don't know what it's I don't know what it's like not to have my dad. I know what it's like not to have my mom. So I understand the emotion. I clearly do. Okay, and we're going to go with that gunmetal, I'm calling it. I think that's what they called it on the pack. I look at it, it looks kind of silvery, but anyway, that's what we're going to call it. And then we're going to take, because I want it to start and end with the same color. So, yeah, I accomplished that goal. Okay, now we're just going to rub it down, make sure it's, or I could do better and get my bone folder and just kind of burnish it and make sure that it's clearly, securely adhered to that card base. Okay, and then we flip it over and we cut off the excess. I could do it with scissors, but hey, I got my trimmer right here. So why don't we just slide it in there and trim it off? You just trim off the excess. And it all came off. And then we'll take the excess off the top. And let's take the excess off the bottom. Okay. And that's the panel that we have. I like that panel. Now, let's take that panel and put some adhesive on it. You know, we go all the way around, because what do we say? A MsCraftPrincess Designs card cannot fall apart. So we're just going to go all the way around. And we are going to, I think I'm going to make the part that with the biggest one, because see, that one's a little shorter. I'm going to put the biggest part at the top. And so we are going to, just making sure nothing's, no tape or anything is hanging off. And we are going to lay that down. Ensure that that's secure. Okay. Lay that down. And then we take Happy Father's Day, and I want to put it right there in the center. And that is what the dimensionals are for. I wanted to kind of give it a little lift. I didn't want it flat down on the card. So we are going to take some dimensionals and put them on here. Just load it up. I try to make sure that I put enough to get it like even, because I never know whether a card is going through the mail or if it's being hand delivered. And if it's going through the mail, I certainly want it to survive it. So, and that's the part that I want in there. So we'll just put one more, because why not? So we're going to take these little pieces off, the little sheets off the top, so that we can reveal the adhesive. And they're a little persnickety on these small ones, but they can come off. Okay. So come on. And you know when they've come off because they stick to you. Let's see. Is that one? Is that all of them? Oh, got one more on here. Okay. And those are some sticky bits. Okay, and we will put that in the center. There we go. And look at that. Happy Father's Day. Isn't that nice? I really like that. And I came up with this one. We hope this day brings you as much happiness as you bring into our lives. We love you more than words can express. So we're just going to go ahead and put that on the inside of that card. I don't always have insides for cards, but I did for this one. Oh no, this one may be my dad's card. But I'm going to put it on the website because you might want to give it to your dad too. But since it's more than me, I'd say we. So that's our first card, and we have time for a second one. So let's do it, why don't we? So the second one, I have some markers here. I want to get scratch paper. We're going to color this, okay? And these are fishing lures. So we're just going to, again, we're not doing anything too fancy. And I don't know much about fishing, but my husband fishes. And so I just looked in his tackle box, I think it's called, and to see what color lures were. And I know that you make them bright colors. Some of them come in really bright colors, so that it'll attract the fish. And so, and I guess, and then that might be depending on what you're fishing for. I don't know. But anyway, he had some bright colored lures. So that's where I took my colors from. So, it's art. And what do you always hear me say? It is whatever color you want it to be. So, we're not going to get hung up on the colors. But I wanted them also, I wanted to try to make them as realistic as possible and as also masculine, right? Because this is, again, a Father's Day card. So that is an orange and a blue, and this little bird, I guess this is, has a bill. So I'm going to make it gray. And then the last one, I'm going to make green. Okay. So if you're fishing in a murky area, you'll definitely see these. The fish will see these. Yeah. And the hooks, I guess you could color them, but they're so thin, I'm not going to bother them. So that's that. I have some baker's twine here. I was trying to get some fishing line, but that didn't happen. So I'm taking some baker's twine, just putting in between the hole here. Just and so I printed this on what am I trying to say, Cricut? Yeah. I forget, I bought that machine and it sits there and I forget about it. I don't need to forget about it. Use it in my card making. So there we go. And I don't need that much line. So, or twine. So I'll just push that over there. So now I got that done. That's all the coloring we're going to do on that one. And then this one is really simple. I'm going to take my ATG gun and oops, let me raise that up. Sorry about that. Just gonna kind of go around here as best I can. Guess I could have used wet glue on this, but anyway, it's sitting here. And we'll put a little tape down there. So we'll put that. Move that scratch paper out of your way. We'll put that on here. I just love those colors. Blue and brown. I just love those colors. And so I made this blue top piece here you just saw me. It kind of reminded me in my head of like a pond of water. Do you see it? Am I stretching? Anyway, that was my thought process behind that. That's why it had that kind of shape to it. Okay. And then I'm going to take that and put it there. So again, not not a lot. Men, I tell y'all, masculine cards can be hard for me because I love flowers. And a lot of my cards have flowers. But I just, not for Father's Day. Not for Father's Day. So, and I'll just kind of put that there. Make sure that's straight before it seats. And it's not quite. So, there you go. I like that. Oh, I like that. I just love those lures. And so now we're going to put some adhesive on here. Okay. And take our card and make sure that it's turned the right way. And put it down right there. Okay. And see, I got that twine kind of goes with the color. So that's the second one. So those are the two cards that we made tonight. Look at that. They will be loaded to my website tomorrow. And then I have one more that I made earlier. Look at that. I love the colors in this one. Yeah. Hardworking, brave, funny, wise, strong, hero, adventurous. Does that describe your dad? So these three will be on my website. These are the two we made tonight. You have to let me know in the comments if you love those, and you will be able to find them at MsCraftPrincessDesigns.com. They'll be in the seasonal tab, but also towards the bottom of my website, it automatically shows you the new cards that I load. So those are our cards. Our Father's Day. We are celebrating. We're getting ready to celebrate Dad for Father's Day. And these are new Father's Day cards. Yep. So thank you so much again for joining me for Craft and Chat with Miss Craft Princess. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just making these with you. I'll be here. I won't be here next Sunday, but I will have a video up so that you can watch it. Okay. If you're a dad out there and you happen to be watching this, happy Father's Day to you. And but I'll be back the next week and we'll make something pretty together. So until then, just be blessed. And remember, giving a handcrafted greeting card is like giving a hug. Bye.